wherever you are watching from. Welcome to today's live. We'll just give everyone a few seconds to come in. Today's live, we are talking about IELTS speaking. And if you are stuck at a band 6 level, we are going to talk about how you can improve that and also how we can come about a solution if you are at a band 6 level. So, welcome to everyone who's joining. I'm an English professor from Canada and IELTS speaking coach, and I help students go from band 6 to band 8 on their IELTS speaking exam. So, welcome and please come on in. So, most of you are stuck at a band 6 and it's not your English. Hello, Najibullah. Hi, John. Hi, Lori. Hi, Tuffy. Hi, Earthbound. So I was just saying, most of you are stuck at a band 6 level in IELTS speaking, and you're probably wondering why you feel stuck. And the main reason is it's not your English, it's how you answer your questions. So, in today's live, this is the main topic we're going to talk about is I'm going to give you an IELTS speaking practice question and I want you to send me your answer and I will fix it live on the spot to help you go from a band 6 level to a band 8 level without needing to learn more vocabulary. So hello Fariha, hi Jamie, hi Nanando. So once again, I am an IELTS speaking instructor and an English professor here in Canada, and I help students go from a band 6 to a band 8 on their exam. Hi, Syed. But I help students go from a band 6 to band 7 or band 8 on their IELTS exam. But I also help students speak confidently in job interviews. I help you speak clearly at work. And I help you stop freezing or stop hesitating when speaking English. So I want to make that clear is that I want to help you both in your professional life as well as your IELTS speaking questions. So whatever information I give you, it could always relate to both of them. So make sure you stay around. If you feel stuck at times when somebody asks you a question at work, and you don't know how to respond, this session will help you with that as well. So before we begin, type yes if you feel nervous speaking English. I see 30 people watching. Type yes if you feel nervous when you speak English. Hi, Queen. And it doesn't just have to be IELTS related. It could be, like I said, related to your job or just speaking in general. Hassan says, yes, I feel nervous. So, Hassan, this is completely normal. So, what I want you to do, Dia says, yes, I feel nervous when I speak English. So, let's give everyone a few seconds. And I'm going to give you sample question, and I want you to tell me how you would answer this question. How could we say this? How do you like to stay organized? So let's say at work, somebody asks you, hey, Hassan, Dia, how do you stay organized? Organized means how do you make sure everything is clean? How do you make sure you know to get your work done on time? How would you answer this question? So I am live streaming both on TikTok and YouTube and Facebook. So hello to anyone and everyone who's watching. Let's My first question for those who are just joining is, if you feel nervous speaking English, how would you answer this question? How do you stay organized? Hi, Fatma. Thanks for the love. I really appreciate it. So let's see. How would we answer this question? How do you stay? Let me try to make this a little bigger because I know a lot of us are watching from the phone. There. How do you stay organized? So this is the type of question you may be asked at work, right? Or if organize is a little complicated, by time I organize, okay? So I clearly understand what you're trying to say. You organize your time based on your tasks, right? So if you are working maybe for 5 hours, then you know what you need to allocate to finish within 5 hours. So Hassan says by time I organize. So how I would respond to this question, Hassan, is I would say something like, I usually stay organized by writing all my tasks I need to get done for the day. So I'm going to write this for you. I usually stay organized by writing out all my tasks I need to get done for the day, period. And then I would give an example. You do. For example, give an example. For example, I have a notebook. Maybe you have a paper where you write out all your tasks. So I have a to-do list. We call this to-do list. To-do list where I write, where I jot down. Jot down means taking quick notes. I jot down what is what tasks are a high priority and what tasks are a low priority. So this is something I would say if I were to answer this question to the examiner or even at work. I usually stay organized by writing out all my tasks I need to get done for the day. For example, I have a to-do list. Remember, I said to-do list is like a paper, and you just write everything you need to do for the day. I have a to-do list where I jot down, and jot down is kind of like quick notes. You're writing quick notes of what, jot down what tasks are high priority, meaning what tasks do you need to get done first, which one is the most important. You will write that first because you need to make sure, okay, my manager needs me to do this within 5 hours. And what tasks are low priority? So this is one way to answer the question, Hassan. I'm just going to bring this to the bottom just so people don't get confused. So I want to see, let me see if anyone else answered this question, because I want to help you and correct your answer on the spot. So if anybody would like to practice, we are doing IELTS speaking practice today, and we are helping you go from a band 6 to a band 7, band 8 on your IELTS speaking exam. And we are also helping you speak real life English that will help you in your work. So please take the time to jot, to practice this question. Tell me how you would answer this question, and I will correct it on the spot. So, hello, Ruth. Hello, Random Girl. Hello, Dee. Thanks for the follow. Hi, Zay. Hello, Hero. No, unfortunately, this is not task 2. We are talking about IELTS speaking today. And this question you could likely get in IELTS speaking part 3, or sometimes even part 1. And if you ever got this type of question in part 2, uh, obviously you would get other questions with it, like what do you do to stay organized, or when was a time you had to stay organized, and then you'd get sub questions. Yes, welcome, Dee. Today we are talking about IELTS speaking. So if you feel like you are stuck at a band 6, uh, it's not your English, it's how you answer your questions. So this is why today I want you to send me your answer, and I will fix it on the spot for you live. So live is what we are doing now. We are live, and we are having a little session on practicing English, whether it's for work, real life, or IELTS speaking. You can use today's method I will teach you for any of the given situations. So I am an English professor and IELTS speaking coach in Canada, and I help students go from a band 6 to a band 8 on their speaking exam. So welcome. I see so many people joining. So thank you for the gift. Somebody sent me a little gift. I really appreciate it. Thank you. So let me ask the question again, because I see so many new people joining. Type yes if you feel nervous speaking English. Do you feel nervous speaking English? Nia says yes. Dee says yes. Mishu says yes, sometimes. I'm going to give everybody a few more seconds just to comment. Okay, so if you feel nervous, oops, a spelling error, what are your job responsibilities? So if you feel nervous when you speak English, today I'm going to give you a very easy method you can use that will help you when you feel nervous to come up with ideas. But before I do, I want to correct your answer on the spot. So I want you to try to answer this question here. What are your job duties or responsibilities? Meaning, what tasks do you have to complete? Okay, Hero says, I usually try to spend my time wisely, so I plan my tasks and use some digital utilities like to-do lists, like Pomodoro, that helps me stay calm and rely on this app. This is a great answer. So this is a great answer. I would usually, exactly, that's what I like. And I like this answer, Hero. And what I would do is I would give a solid example. What type of tasks do you put on this Pomodoro app? So for example, or when do you plan your tasks? Do you plan it once a week? Do you plan it every morning before you start your job? So I would literally say exactly when I plan it, if that makes sense. Just to prolong the answer, because remember, it's an English test at the end of the day, and the examiner is grading you on your ability to speak English. So you want to make sure you could show the examiner a clear response. So I would say something like, for example, I use Pomodoro every Sunday night. I plan all my tasks that need to get done throughout the week every Sunday. This is a example you could do. Let's see. Somebody says, Black man says, I understand English, but when I want to speak, I'm usually frozen. Yes, that happens. That tends to happen. And that's okay. That's so fixable, Black man. Honestly, you just need a clear structure. You need a clear format so you are able to answer your question. So, Black man, how would you answer this type of question? What are your job duties and responsibilities? If you were to have to answer this question, how would you answer it? So, hello to everyone who is joining. I'm live streaming in a few places. YouTube, TikTok, Facebook. So I'm reading questions on all screens to help you stay connected and help you on your IELTS speaking exam. Oops, I think. So today we're talking about being stuck. If you are stuck at a band 6 level on your IELTS speaking test, today I'm going to help you break down your answer, improve your response to help you get a band 7 or 8 on your speaking exam. And also, you could use this method for everyday communication as well as job related. So make sure you tell me, how would you answer this question? What are your job duties or responsibilities? So IDK, walaikum assalam. D says, I'm a nurse by profession, so my duties are nursing care of my patients. For example, administering. Yes, okay, that's a great response. So this is a great start, D. So I would say I'm a nurse by profession. So my duties are to take care of patients and also monitor them on a day-to-day basis, and then give an example. For example, I have to make sure I have to make sure that the patients on that I am assigned to are taking their medication on time. And um, a different task you do? Could you say something like that? For example, I have to make sure that my patients take their medication on time. And you could add another example as well. And kudos to you. Being a nurse is definitely a blessed position to work. So thank you for your hard work, Dee. Let's see. Hi, IDK. Oh, that's great. I offer speaking courses for just housewives. So if you are interested, just send me a message and I could send you the link. Yes, Dee. Thank you. So once again, guys, today's session is all about if you feel stuck at a band 6 level and you need to improve your English. I wanted to tell you, it's not your English, it's how you are answering. The Whether it's for speaking or for job related questions that you get asked, you need to be able to structure your answer in a way where that is clear and that is understandable. And most students think they need more vocabulary, they need to learn more grammar, but that is not the case. You just need a clear structure. Yes, I do. IDK, just send me a message and we can and I'll help you out, okay? Just send me a message. So for those of you who are just joining, I'm an English professor from Canada, and I help students go from a band 6 to a band 7 in IELTS speaking. But I also help you speak confidently in job interviews, speak clearly at work, and also stop freezing when speaking English. So, whoever is joining me now, type yes in the chat if you feel nervous speaking English. Do you feel nervous speaking English? No Name says yes. Hi, English for everyone. No, unfortunately, I'm not going to do collaborations right now, but thank you for the offer. Rand says maybe, so that means like sometimes. So those of you who are saying, if you feel nervous sometimes when you speak English, I want you to type this question. What is your daily routine? What is your daily routine? How would you answer this question? Because I want to see how you would respond to this question. What is your daily routine? And I want to help you fix it on the spot. Hi, English for everyone. We are from Canada. How would you answer this question? So someone says, I work as a manager in a marketplace, and I have several responsibilities that I do well because I have experience and need knowledge that helps me overcome unexpected problems and help customers feel at home. Hero, this is a great response. Lots of information. So let's break it down. So I would start with, I work as a manager in a marketplace, and my tasks include um, helping customers feel at home, especially when I run into unexpected problems. For example, I would just keep it as clear as possible, and then you could give an example. For example, I had one customer who talk about a problem you ran into and how you made them feel at home. So I hope that helps. So I have a few others talking about their daily routine. I don't have a job. I'm at home all day. No worries. My daily routine is scroll on TikTok. Oh no, I hope you have some sort of goals you're working towards, Luco. Karishma says, I woke up 4 a.m. I do the zoo. I pray, I read the Quran, I prepare lunch for my kids, and I have a break. Okay, so let's help Karishma break this up. So, what do you mean? Okay. So, Karishma, I would say something like, I I usually wake up at 4 a.m. every day, and I pray, and then I read my holy book. After that, I prepare lunch for my kids, and when I drop them off to school, I take a break, and then give an example of what you do as a break. For example, I always can't wait to have my morning coffee. That's me. I can't wait to have my morning coffee. So you could talk about what you do to take a break. Hassan says, I wake up at 7 a.m. and I start work at 8 a.m. Okay, let's hear a bit more. Sarah says, my daily routine. Blackman says, I usually wake up early at 6:30 and prepare myself and do some exercise. Ooh, I like that. Blackman, can you give an example? What do you do for exercise? Yes, I do all of the things I mentioned. Okay, great, Luco. That's great. Please share the live with others. Thank you so much, Jack Maline, for sharing the live. If you feel like this will help anybody you know, please share this live so we can learn English together and build a community. Let's see what Hero says. Thanks so much for your feedback. I always watch your shorts. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Thank you for your feedback. So let's see. IDK. Luco, if you could tell us what you do other than scrolling TikTok, I'd love to hear. So IDK says, I usually wake up at 6 a.m. I'll pray Fajr, then make breakfast. Okay, that's great. Sarah says, my daily routine, I wake up early at 4:30 and I read Quran. Great. I read Quran. After that, so welcome to everyone who is joining new. We are just practicing this question. What is your daily routine? And I am correcting you on the spot. If I feel like you could add something to make it to a band 7 or band 8 level. Amira says, wake up early at 4:30, go to pray. After that, I go to the university. Oh, sorry, that was Sarah. Okay, Sarah, let's talk about your response because I see both answers. Of my daily routine consists of waking up early around 4:30. After that, I read some Quran. Then I go to university. Until what time? What time do you go to university until? Am says, I wake up at 6 o'clock and I drop my son to school. After that, I make breakfast. Yes, great. Jack Moline says, I wake up at 6 a.m. I take a shower. After that, I eat breakfast and I go to school with my son. So I like that, Jack Moline. I drop my son off to school, then I go to work, and or after I drop my son to school, I take a break. And for example, I usually water my plants before I start my day. Jacqueline, you can say something like that. Luco, I'm from Canada. Blackman says, like sometimes I do strength training when I wake up, some push ups. Yes, that's a good one. So you could say, I usually do some weightlifting and then I go on to do push ups, for example. Amy says, my daily routine, I wake up at 7 o'clock, wash my hands and brush my teeth. Then I go to school. Yeah, that's a good one. Excuse me. So maybe you could say something like for my daily routine, I wake up at 7 a.m. I wash up and I go to school until about 4 p.m. Then I come home and make dinner, for example. I usually make spaghetti because that's what my kids like to eat, something like this, giving a solid example. Sam says making breakfast, then TikTok. Ooh, okay, making breakfast, then TikTok. Yes, that's a good one. I make breakfast. While my breakfast is being made, I scroll through TikTok and then I assess my daily routine. I wake up at 6:30 and I take a shower. I pray and then make breakfast for my kids. Yes, that's a good one. I make breakfast for my kids. I drop them off to school and then I come home and I relax. So I wanted to show you a another sample question. How can I say this? Do you like your job? How would you answer this question? Do you like your job? IDK says, yes, I like my job. That's valid answer. Yes, I like my job, because I did ask you, do you like your job, right? But that would only score you a band 6 on IELTS speaking. And the main reason why it would score you a band 6 is because you're not giving enough information. Uh, you're not giving enough information to complete your sentence. The best way to answer this type of question, to upgrade it, especially when you are, first, I want to give a band 6 response. Here's a band 6 response, and then I'm going to give you the band 8 response. Hold on. Band 6 would be, yes, I like my job because it's good. Whereas a band 8 or band 7 plus response would be something like band 7, band 7 plus would be, I like my job because it gives me, let me just make it big, because it gives me a sense of stability, and I enjoy working with my team, especially on challenging projects. This would be a band 7 plus response. So I'm going to try to help you. But you look like you're Indonesian, miss. Your face is like, oh, that's so funny. Luko, I'm originally from Uzbekistan. So we have our ancestors were Mongolian, which is why we look about a little Asian. Sam says, it is the best job since it gives me a chance to explore and engage in different communities. Okay, I like that. So, Sam, I believe my job is the best because it gives me, how can we say this? It gives me the opportunity to work with different communities, and then give an example. For example, what did you learn about the different communities at your job? So Jack Moline says, yes, I do, because it helps me grow in my community. So yes, I really like my job because it helps me grow in my community. In what sense? Do you have an online business, or do you meet new customers? How does it help you grow? Jack Moline. No, Luco, I'm not a religion teacher. I'm an English professor. I'm a businesswoman teacher. Okay, so you could say, so you mean you help like women who are in business, I'm assuming? Jacqueline? So maybe you could say something like, for example, I help women. I help women. For example, I network with other women and help them grow their business. Right? That would be a good answer. Hero says, I believe that my job is perfect motivation for me due to its widespread community, connection, and freedom to help customers. In addition, being manager is responsible and takes part to control other workers. Okay, great answer, Hero. So I think that no, how can I say this? From my so Hero, this is for you. From my perspective, my job is perfect because it helps me connect with my community, and it gives me the freedom to help customers. Uh, for example, I work as so are you a manager, Hero? So you could say something like, for example, my title is a manager and I am fully responsible to take part or to assist my workers or guide my workers to complete their tasks for the day. You could say something like that. Jihan says, I coach women to build a business. Okay. So, Jihan, first you have to answer the question directly. You coach business women, but do you like your job? Yes or no? Some people might say no. IDK, sorry, I sent a message only. So let me follow you. IDK. Hold on. IDK, send me a friend request first, and then most likely you will be able to follow me, to message me. Hi, Abdullah. Thank you for joining. Hi, Shams. Hi, everyone. Yes, I'm a little new to live, so I am an English professor. So let me introduce myself because I saw so many people joining new, and I should just quickly introduce myself. Today's live is about feeling stuck at a band 6 level. So most students may feel stuck at band 6 in IELTS speaking when you're preparing for your IELTS speaking test. And today, uh, I'm here to help you and tell you that it's not your English in the reason why you are stuck at a band 6 level. It's how you answer or how you respond to the examiner. So we are answering this question here. Do you like your job? And I am fixing your answer live. So I'm an English professor and IELTS speaking coach from Canada, and I'm here to help you go from a band 6 to a band 7 plus on your IELTS speaking test, but also I'm here to help you speak confidently in job interviews or in job related matters like professional settings. I want to help you speak clearly at work and also stop freezing when you speak English. So, whoever is joining live, type yes in the chat if you feel nervous when you speak English. Sham says, I like my job more than anything else. Ooh, nice. Yes, Jacqueline, please send me a message. I will respond after the live. Shams says, I like my job more than anything else. So, Shams, tell us, give us more detail. So, you like your job more than anything else. Why? Give us a reason. Because I get to talk to customers, because I love what I do. Why? Sylvie says, yes, I feel nervous when I speak English. Okay, Sylvie, so let's talk. How would you answer this question here? Do you like your job? You speak too slow. Heart, I am teaching English language learners. So when I speak too fast, they tell me I speak slow. When I speak too fast, they tell me to speak slower. So I'm trying to speak at a pace that will be comfortable for them. So Sylvie says, thank you, IDK. Thank you. Sylvie says, yes, I love my job. So tell me, what do you love about your job, Sylvie? Because, sorry, tell me why first. Because, so I have someone else. I believe that my job is perfect motivation for me to its widespread communication and freedom to help customers. In addition, being a manager. Oh, yes. So we corrected this one, right, Hero? So I have a lot of people watching. So please excuse me if I missed yours and type it again if I do miss your answer. So once again, band 6 response, I want to make sure I get this clear. A band 6 response would be, I like my job because it is good, right? Whereas a band 7 response, listen carefully, would be something like, I like my job because it gives me a sense of stability and I enjoy working with my team, especially on challenging projects. So, this is the difference between a band 6 and band 7 response. It's not the vocabulary, it's not the grammar. We didn't use any difficult vocabulary words here. It's just how you develop your answer. And this is why people stay at a band 6 level and sound basic in real conversations. So if you want to improve your English, you don't need more vocabulary. You just need a better structure and you need better answers. So if you don't know what to say during your IELTS speaking test, or if you don't know what to say during job interviews, I want you to use this method I'm going to teach you, okay? So if the examiner were to ask me this question, or even in a job interview, do you like your job? I want you to listen carefully, okay? Before we type an answer, I want to tell you this method. I want you to use the ARE method, answer, reason, example. So I have half the sentence typed out here. Answer, reason, example is ARE method. A is answer the question directly. I don't like my job or I like my job. That's what it means to answer the question directly. Yes, I like my job. And then R stands for reason. Why do you like your job? Because it gives me a sense of stability, right? That is the reason why I like my job. And then example, so it gives me a sense of stability and I enjoy working with a team, especially on challenging projects. So this would be the reason of why I like my job. And then I would give an example to complete the ARE method. Answer, reason, example. For example, what type of challenging project can I talk about? For example, I was on a team with, no, sorry, I was on a project with 10 other co-workers, and I learned, what did I learn? I learned, because I'm talking about challenging projects, right? And I learned so much new information about AI, artificial intelligence, for example. Artificial intelligence. I'm just putting it in brackets. So if somebody doesn't know the acronym, it's artificial intelligence. So once again, ARE method, R E method, right? Like I said, you answer the question, answer question directly, yes, no, give a reason why, right? Reason means why, and then an example. So I am going to highlight each line here with this method. This is a method you could use for job interviews, for your IELTS speaking exam, anything. And I've been teaching this strategy on TikTok for so long because honestly, it's the best strategy. So here I'm going to highlight this one in blue. I like my job. So this is right here. We answered the question directly. We gave a reason. What was our reason? In pink. Because it gives me a sense of stability and I enjoy working with a team, especially on challenging projects. So in pink, and then example will be in green. For example, and I gave an example. So I want you to practice. I know we were answering this question. Do you like your job? Using the ARE method, I want you to practice answering this question. Do you like your job? Oopsie. ARE, answer, reason, example. How I don't have income. Sorry, I don't. I believe you could still add me, IDK. I don't know how TikTok works. I sent you a follow, IDK. Have a look. Maybe you could message me. I would like to pay, but I don't know how to do it. Oh, thank you, Sri. To be honest, I'm new to TikTok. Uh, so I don't know much about the gifts and stuff, how it works, to be honest. But no worries. That's really kind of you. IDK says to become a super fan, it's 13,000. I'd be rich if I was getting 13,000 a month. I don't know how it works, but IDK, I sent you a message, okay? So, guys, I want you to practice using the ARE method that I just taught you for any given question that you are asked, whether it's for job related, job interviews, everyday conversations, IELTS speaking, is use the ARE method: answer, reason, example. So this question I have on the board, this is not only for IELTS. This method could be used for professional English. So look at it carefully. I used the ARE method for do you like your job? Answer, reason, example. I color coded it. It looks a little scary, but I promise it's not. The A stands for answer the question directly. Yes, I like my job. And the pink stands for the R because it gives me a sense of stability and I enjoy working with a team, especially on challenging projects. Then the E stands for example. We give a solid example. For example, I was on a project with 10 other coworkers and I learned so much new information about AI, for example. So, if you're serious about improving your speaking, type IELTS in the chat. I want you to type IELTS. If you are serious about improving your speaking and you really want to uh, join a course or follow some structure. Sri says IELTS. Chiro says IELTS. Yes. Tiny says IELTS. Jack Maline says ESL. Okay. Let's see who else. ESL. Okay. Fatma says ESL. Yes. So, like I said, this strategy I'm teaching not only helps IELTS students, it helps ESL students as well, right? So I wanted to, if you're watching and thinking this is exactly my problem, then I want you to listen carefully. I'm going to tell you something, and I really mean it from the bottom of my heart. Honestly, you will not improve your English just by watching videos. You improve by speaking, getting corrected, and practicing the way we're doing right now. And that's exactly what I do with my students in my IELTS speaking Ladies Club. So my program that I offer is not just for IELTS. It will help you pass your exam, speak confidently, communicate at work, and feel comfortable in English. If you want that, I want you to comment IELTS and I will send you a message with my course. If you have any questions, I can always talk to you in the private messages. Hi, Olive. Hi, Olive Goo. Thanks for joining. Sam says IELTS. Yes. So thanks for joining to anyone who is joining. We are talking about feeling stuck at a band 6 level. Just give me a sec. Need to drink some water. If you are stuck or if you feel stuck at a band 6 level, it's not your English that you need to improve. You need to improve your structure. You need to follow certain methods that will help your English, that will help your responses or answers be clear. It's all about how you answer. So I'm going to go through the same thing again that I went through. I want you to send me your answer on how you would answer this question. I'm going to hide all these highlights just because it looks scary for people who are coming in. How would you answer this question? Hi, Sositem. Sositime, am I saying your name right? Right? Hi, Olive. How would you answer this question? Do you like your job? So, whether you got this question in IELTS speaking or in a job interview, someone might ask you this on an everyday conversation, right? How would you answer this question? I'm going to give everyone a few seconds to answer this question. Do you like your job? I asked it earlier. I'm going to ask it again. Do you like your job? I love my job because as an educator, I enjoy the projects with my students every day. I like that, Sylvie. So, could you give us an example of what type of projects you enjoy? For example, because you answered the question directly, you gave a reason. Let's hear an example. Thank you, Osman. Thank you. That's so kind of you. So for those who are just joining in, how would you answer this question? Do you like your job? I do physical exercise that grows motor, fine skills. Okay, I like that. For example, uh, uh, I complete many physical activities with my students, like improving their gross motor fine skills. Olive says, I enjoy my job because it gives me experience and helps me develop new skills. Olive, I like that response. Let's try to give one example. For example, what type of new skills did you learn at work? For example, I improved my English. You could say, for example, I was able to improve my English while working because I was challenged every day, for example, something like this. So, I'm going to bring this back to show you how a band 6 versus a band 7 response would be. So before I show you, oh, what happened? A band response would be something like, I like my job because it is good, right? Right here. This would be a band 6 response. Whereas a band 7 response, whether you're trying to get band 7 plus or you're trying to improve your English for a job interview or everyday life, this method works for any of those. So you would give an answer, reason, example, answer, reason, example. And I've highlighted the difference. I've color coded the A, the R, the E. So let's look through it. Answer the question directly. I like my job. Yes, I like my job, right? Reason, because. So why do you like your job? Because it gives me a sense of stability and I enjoy working with my team, especially on challenging projects. Then example, give a solid example. For example, I was on a project with 10 other coworkers and I learned so much new information about AI. So this is the exact method I want to teach you to help you improve your English. You do not need more vocabulary, more grammar. You don't need to learn all that. You just need to learn how to structure your response like this. So Olive says, I enjoy my job because it gives me experience and helps me develop new skills. I like that. Communication, for example, for example, I'm able to develop my communication skills, improve my ability to work as a team, my leadership skills, and also manage my time better, for example. So this is, like I said, the my infamous ARE method I came up with. And this is going to help you not be nervous while you speak English. How can I develop speaking skills? Someone's asking. The best way is to learn a structure, Eminem, and just know how to structure your responses. You don't need to learn a bunch of vocabulary words because trust me, I teach English at two big colleges here in Canada, and I tell my students this all the time, is you don't need to learn a bunch of vocabulary words and not know how to use it. If you don't know in what context to use these vocabulary words, you're not ever going to use it because you're not going to remember in what situations. So, number one, if you do want to learn more vocabulary words, develop your speaking skills, it's you need to, I'll give you the exact steps, Eminem. So listen carefully. The first step is start listening to podcasts or YouTube videos. The second step is write down any vocabulary words you don't know the meaning of. Third step is look up the meaning in the dictionary. Fourth step is to practice using the words in a real conversation. That's the most important step, because without practicing it in your own conversations, you won't remember how to use them. And this is why I say practicing is so important. You need to practice how to use these words in real life English, or else you will never remember when it comes to time, because you will freeze and be like, what was that word again that I learned? Right? So you need to be able to speak confidently and clearly. And the only way to do this is to learn a structure. These steps I gave you, you can use it by all means, right? But the last step, like I said, is practice using them in real life English. Nia, thank you for your support. Guys, if you like this live, please share this live with others who may benefit, because I'd love to build a community and help as many people as possible. So for those of you who are just joining, hello, the Black Tiger. Hi, Eminem again. Thank you for sharing, Islam. Thank you, Eminem. Hello, Andrio. Thank you for joining. Yes, please share my live. Oh my God, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much. So who are just joining me, I'm an English professor and IELTS speaking coach from Canada, and I help students go from a band 6 to band 7 in IELTS speaking, but also I help you speak confidently in job interviews. I help you speak clearly at work, and I help you stop freezing when speaking English. So whoever is joining us live, type yes in the chat if you feel nervous speaking English. Do you feel, oh, nice, watching all the way from Bangladesh. Wow, that is awesome. I love that. Thank you for joining us, Islamic Status. So I am streaming from TikTok, YouTube, Facebook. So welcome, everyone. So Andrea says, yes, I feel nervous. Moved says, yes, I feel nervous. Yes. So send me how you would answer this question. Let me move. How would you answer this question? Do you like your job? If I were to ask you it, do you like your job? How would you answer this question, Moose? And Andrea, how would you answer this question? Yes, I do. Yes, I like my job. So this is obviously, there's nothing wrong with this response, right? but it doesn't give enough detail. Remember, when you are talking to someone, you want to try to elaborate on your response. So this would only score you a band 6. So if you're preparing for IELTS speaking, this would be considered a band 6 answer. So the best way you could speak for longer is give me a reason. You answered the question, yes or no. Give me a reason. Why do you like your job? So everybody who is saying yes, tell me, why do you like your job? Yes, I like my job because. Tell me why. I just need to get some water. Yes, I do, because more physical. Okay, what do you mean by physical? So please support me by joining my page, guys. If you like to see more lives, make sure you join my page so I could continue what I'm doing to help you improve your English, and share my live as well so we can help as many people as possible. So I don't know how to read Arabic, but I will just read out your answer. Yes, I like my job because I feel more independent. Okay, that's a good reason. I know some people like jobs where they work alone. So can you give us an example of why you feel more independent? Hi, Burak. Thank you for the support. I really appreciate it. Islam says, because I move in it, I meet many people. So do you mean you travel for work, Islam? And M says, yes, I like my job because I survive my life. Okay, that's the obvious, right? We know we work to survive in our life. So M, can we say something like, yes, I like my job because it allows me to pay my bills and send my child for swimming lessons, for example. Oh, Burak, you're so kind. Thank you so much. And Amin to your duas. Thank you. Okay. Independent. So can you tell me, like, in what sense independence? I just need more information on that. Thank you, Burak. Please share my channel with others who would benefit. Islam says, I don't have a job. I'm just imagining. Okay. So let's see, Islam, because I move in it and I meet. So you could say something like, if I had a job. So that's a good question, right? That's a good thing you mentioned, Islam, because what if someone asks you, do you like your job? And you're like, I don't work. What am I going to say? That's a good thing you could say. Currently, I don't work, but my dream job would be to travel. I live in Ireland. Wow, that is amazing. I'd love to visit Ireland. Welcome, brother. Thank you for joining us. So, Islam, like I said, you could talk about your dream job instead, right? Currently, I am not working, but my dream job would be to travel the world and work as an entrepreneur, for example, opening my own coffee shops in all of the Middle East, for example, something like this. Um, Talk about your dream job, right? Eminem says, "Me too, but I'm volunteering somewhere." Yes, exactly. Eminem, that's a great point. You can, instead of talking about your dream job, you could talk about a volunteering position you're working in, right? Because at the end of the day, you're, you can, it's not that you're going to lie, but you can give a false response, right? To whether it's the IELTS speaking examiner or anybody. So I hope that helps. Hello, Real Simsima. Thank you for joining. So, describing your dream job, a volunteering position, something you're working towards. So, let's say you're in the process of opening up a business and you want to explain that to the examiner. You could too, right? Do you like your job? Well, I'm currently not employed. However, I'm working towards opening up a coffee shop in my hometown or in my city. I'm very excited for this opportunity because I love working with others and meeting people. This would be a great response as well. But I would keep it to, especially for the IELTS speaking test, I would keep it to 4 uh, sentences maximum. So, guys, here is a sample answer for whoever is joining. Is I would, if somebody were to ask me, do you like your job? A great way I would respond is using something called the ARE method. Answer the question directly, give a reason, and then a solid example. So Mohammed says it's nice to work with others. So Mohammed, using the ARE method, can you use this method to answer this question? Do you like your job? Tell me yes or no. Why? So why do you like it? Because you said, because I like to work with others. And then give an example. Why do you like to work with, sorry, for example, give us an example of why you like to work with others. For what reason? Islam says that's great about me. I can't because I'm living far away from big city. Oh, I think they're having a chat with each other. I love that. I love that everyone's engaging. Okay, Miss Tammy says, yes, I do love my job because I enjoy the company I work for. I work for because I enjoy the company I work for, and it helps me pay my bills. For example, what could you give us an example about why you enjoy the company you work for? Because a band 7 plus answer would answer the question directly, give a reason and example. I like my job because it gives me a sense of stability. I enjoy working with my team, especially on challenging projects. For example, I was on a project with 10 other coworkers and I learned so much on artificial intelligence, for example. So I want you to use the ARE method or try to use it to answer this question of, do you like your job? I hello to everyone who is just joining. Um, for anyone who is just joining, just to quickly reintroduce what we're doing today, we are talking about why you are stuck at a band 6 level on your IELTS speaking test. So if you feel stuck, it's not because you don't know enough English. It's because how you structuring your answer. So send me your answer live and I will fix it on the spot. So, how would you answer this question? Do you like your job? So, I am an English professor from Canada, an IELTS speaking coach, and I don't only help students go from a band 6 to band 7, I also speak confidently in job interviews, speak clearly at work, and stop freezing when speaking English. So let's see what Eminem said. I'm volunteering at a clinic because I'm meeting with a lot of people or friends, so I like it. Okay. I really enjoy. So we can see something like, let's answer the question directly. I'm not currently employed anywhere. However, I am volunteering at a clinic and I really enjoy it because I meet a lot of new people and make friends. For example, I recently met my best friend while I was working. Just an example. So that would be a great response, Eminem. So great work on that. So whoever is joining you, if you feel nervous speaking English, type yes in the chat. Not just for IELTS, just for anything. Type yes in the chat if you feel nervous speaking English. Ella says yes. When the race says yes, Burak says yes. Absolutely yes. So I didn't hear from any of you guys. Ella, win the race, Burak, I want you to tell me let me move this scary looking thing. How would you answer this question? Do you like your job? Fatma says yes. So write it out and tell me, how would you answer this question? Okay, salam. My Arabic reading's not so good, but I could read the salam part. Salam, please tell me give me a reason. Why do you like your job? I like my job because it meets my needs and allows me to pay my bills on time. I love that. Win the race. So, can we give an example win? For example, I was able to pay off my student loans just because remember, it's an English test, right? Especially if you're preparing for IELTS speaking. The more you elaborate on your answer, the better the examiner is able to grade you. So you gave a great reason. I like, okay, so Ella says, how to defeat this fear while speaking. Honestly, Ella, it's not in learning more new grammar rules, new vocabulary. I was saying this earlier. The best way to learn English is by following a structure where you are able to know exactly how to format your responses. Because I was saying earlier that if you spend time learning new vocabulary but don't know how to use it, Ella, you're not going to remember them when you're talking to someone. So you need real life practice to be able to learn how to structure your answers. And Ella, if you're looking for a course where somebody's able to assist you, I do offer an IELTS speaking course, helping students prepare for job interviews, their IELTS speaking exam. You could, I had pinned it earlier. I don't know where it went. You can check out my course that I've pinned to the top. Win the race. So let's see. I need 8 for enter colleges. I need a band 8 to enter a college program. Okay, so win the race. The best way, like I just recommended for Ella, is that you need to follow structure to improve your English. Don't just learn new vocabulary words all the time, because this will not, you won't be able to improve English if you're just sitting there learning different vocabulary words, grammar rules. You're not going to learn. So you need to make sure you follow a structure, a guide where you are able to practice your English, right? No matter what, watching YouTube videos all day, sure, it's going to help, but real life practice is the real deal. That's how you avoid being nervous or scared or freezing or hesitate when you speak English. Thank you, Burak. So, if you're serious about improving your IELTS speaking or your English speaking, I want you to type IELTS in the chat, and I am going to help you improve your English today. I'm going to fix your English on the spot, and I'm going to get another sample question for you. Do you work? Do you like working? While you are typing IELTS in the chat, I want us to look at this question here. Do you like working alone or as a team? So, how would you answer this question? Yes, Burak, if you could send me a message, because this is for my IELTS speaking ladies club. So I have a course for both men and women too, but the one I put in the chat is just for women. Just need to quickly check my emails for work. I enjoy working alone when needed, but mostly working in a team. I enjoy my work too. Okay, win the race. That's great. So, can you tell us what you enjoy about working as a team? Because why? Tell us why you enjoy. Okay, one says, I am okay working alone when needed, but mostly working in a team. I enjoy my work too. Sorry, guys, I just got a little sidetracked because my students have an exam that I need to pay attention to. I am okay working alone when needed, but mostly working in a team. I enjoy working too. So I would say something like, but mostly working in a team because working in a team allows me to collaborate with my peers and learn new things. Ella says, I like both ways of working as each of them have their own advantages and drawbacks. Yes, I like that. And then obviously I would keep it short, Ella, but maybe try to give a little example of each. For example, working alone allows me to make sure I complete everything the way I want. Meanwhile, working as a team can be difficult at times because everybody has their own personalities. Win the races in a team. I like to experience I like others experience related work and suggestions with my job. In a team, I like others experience related to work and suggestions with my job. So when I work as a team, I'm able to I'm able to take other coworkers' experiences and relate it to work. When you work alone, no one bothers you and you are not under pressure. Yes, I like that, Ella. Whenever you work in a team, you can experience other people's ideas. Whenever you, so I'm trying to see, whenever you work as in a team, you can experience other people's ideas. Yes. When you work alone, no one bothers you and you're not under pressure. Meanwhile, when you work in a team, you can share each other's experiences and gather everyone's ideas together. That's a great response. I like that one. So that's great. So I wanted to now that I've gave everyone a few minutes to try to answer this response, Great response. And the feedback I've been giving you is using the ARE method. So I've been teaching this today. ARE method stands for answer, reason, example. So what you are going to do is, this is what I've been doing this whole time, is I make sure you answer the question directly. Do you like working alone or as a team? Choose one. Honestly, to make your life easier, if it is for the IELTS speaking exam, I would choose one. However, if it's for a job interview, I would on both, just like most people are doing, because employers like to see a well-rounded worker who is able to do both, because sometimes you will work alone, sometimes you will be having to work as a team. So for the IELTS speaking exam, I would say I would answer the question directly. I actually usually prefer to work as a team. Give a reason, because working as a team allows me to learn from others, and everyone comes with their own experiences. Then, for example, uh, on our recent project, we were able to come together and everybody was able to share their experience with Excel, Microsoft Excel. It's a spreadsheet document. We were able to learn how to use Excel with everyone's experience. So I answered the question, gave a reason, and then gave an example. So Ella says working with a team is more beneficial because you can get better results with the help of coworkers. Yes, I like that. And then I would give a solid example, Ella. What example could you give that allowed you to get better results? Working in a team gives more experiences and avoids multitasking. On the other hand, it helps the worker. Yes, Arwa, that's a great response. Working in a team allows us to share the experiences we all come with. And then on the other hand, so let's see what you say for that. So hello to everyone who's joining us new from YouTube, TikTok. This thing is so low. YouTube, TikTok, and Facebook. Thank you for watching us. Today we are practicing why you are stuck at a band 6 level on this IELTS speaking test. Working in a team gives one more experiences and avoids multitasking. Many hands make better work. Okay, Ella? Because you can get better results with help of other coworkers. And we could say something like many hands improve better work, make better work. And as we know, the more hands there are involved in a project, results in better work. That's a great answer, Ella. Great job. Arwa, to have more opportunities to learn. Thank you, Jack. Thank you. To have more opportunities to learn more skills. For example, when I start my own business, I was Thank you guys. If you like this live and it's helpful, please share the live with your friends and family on your list as they may find it helpful. Please share the live. Please subscribe to my channel wherever you are watching from. Hello, Carol. So let's see what others say. Just trying to see if anyone's going to type more. So, for those of you who are just joining, welcome. Today, we are talking about why you are stuck at a band 6 level on your IELTS speaking test. And I'm here to tell you it's not your English, it's how you are structuring your answers. So, send me your answer for this question and I will fix it live. Oh, Wahid, I missed. I don't know if you're still here. You say, hi, I know when someone's speaking, but I have a problem in speaking. Yes, it's because you freeze and you forget the words you want to say. This is completely normal. It's important that you practice how to say certain things in a structure. So having a structure will help you remember, okay, I should say this, then I should say that. So this is why I'm teaching the ARE method, whether you are preparing for your IELTS speaking test, or for everyday English for job interviews. The ARE method will help you structure your answers in a way that will answer questions. Win the race. I'm not so familiar with the Selba. I've never heard of it. Selba speaking to. I know Selpip. I don't know of Selba. Sorry. Oh, Canadian language, yes. So the Canadian language CLB assessment is similar in a way. Is different. I don't know much about the assessment and how it is. However, you will be given like a CLB level where you will enter. Speaking test is totally different. But I don't know what the CLB assessment, like I work at a college. So when the students come to me, they've already been assessed by a different department. So I don't have anything to do with what type of questions they're asked. So you need a CLB 8. Yes. So CLB 8 is more of an EAP level. I don't know what type of questions are asked in the assessment, but it's totally different. IELTS is totally different. If you're asking about the similarities in the questions that are asked, possibly, but I don't know. I cannot say how the assessment is because, like I said, in the college I work at, the students who are assigned to my class, they've already been assessed by a whole different department. No worries, no worries. Arwa, so, and manageable. To sum up, working in a team is more effective and beneficial. I like that, Arwa. Stressful and distracted. However, when I hired more workers, the process became easy and manageable. To sum up, working in a team is more effective and beneficial. Great response. A says, normally I wake up at 5 a.m. in the morning after I take a shower and also do my skincare routine. Thank you, Ella. So, once again, guys, for those of you who are just joining, please type yes in the chat if you feel nervous while you speak English. Do you feel nervous? A, you mean speaking questions like you're preparing for your IELTS speaking test? Yes. Yes. So, I do offer a course to prepare for IELTS speaking. If you are interested, you could send me a message and I'll send you the direct link. So if you feel nervous while you are speaking English and you freeze, this is completely normal. But the way to fix it is that you need to sound more confident while you speak. And the best way to sound more confident, it's in my bio. You could find it in my bio as well. And the best way to sound more confident is learning how to structure your answers correctly. So, this entire morning, I've been teaching students for any given question you are given, whether you're preparing for IELTS speaking, whether you're preparing for a job interview, or for everyday speaking, you can use the ARE method. Any question the examiner asks you or job interviewer, you answer the question directly, you give a reason for, and then you give a solid example. So let's say the examiner asked you a question like, do you like working alone or as a team? You would use the ARE method to answer the question. Yes, Arwa, it's mainly because maybe you're not structuring your answers correctly. So you need to use the ARE method to be able to structure your answers so they sound clear. I'm especially weak in grammar. Okay, grammar isn't everything, but you need to be able to format your answers correctly, and you obviously learn about grammar, but don't spend your entire time on grammar is what I'm trying to say. Because learning grammar rules, trust me, you won't remember when to use what. The best way to learn is by speaking, practice speaking with somebody face to face, online, This is the only way you will improve your English. No worries, Arwa. No worries. Guys, I just got to get some water, so please give me 1 second. Thank you for your patience, guys. I just really had to get a bottle of water. So, using the ARE method is what's going to help you sound a lot more fluent and also practicing your English every day. So, how could you practice your English? The best way is to find a program where you will be able to practice with someone live and also be able to learn different structures like the one I have been teaching today. So, if you are serious about improving your speaking, comment IELTS below and I am going to message you after because I want to help you speak confidently. I want to help you communicate at work and feel comfortable learning English. Please comment IELTS and I will send you a message right away with some details. All right, Surab. And Surhab Amanov, where are you from, brother? I see your message. I'm just waiting for some comments. If you are serious about improving your English, comment IELTS down below. Oh, so am I. I'm Uzbek as well. Surhab. I'm from Karshi. So great meeting you. So Ella says, I am serious. I'm done. I want to learn English. Can you tell me what the WELARC assessment is? I'm not familiar with that assessment. Or maybe I just don't know the acronyms. Can you spell it out for me? WELARC. So I am streaming from a few different places. So if you don't see messages, it's because I have multi screens where I am reading from. So, Abdurrahman, if you could tell me what that is. And guys, if you're finding this live useful, please do share this live with your family and friends so they can find it useful as well. I am from India. Welcome, Sarwar. Thank you for joining us. Can I see the question about daily routines? So we finished that one. We are talking about, do you like working alone or as a team? Sarwar, I am an English professor from Canada and an IELTS speaking coach. So I help students go from a band 6 to a band 7 or 8 on their IELTS speaking test. Abdurrahman is an abbreviation. Yes, it stands for Winnipeg English Language Assessment Referral. I actually live in Ontario, Abdurrahman. So I'm not too familiar with the standards of the Winnipeg English Language Assessment. Sorry. I have no idea. I don't know much about that. No, unfortunately, I don't know Hindi. Just a little bit. Yes, I only focus on speaking, Ellie. Ella, sorry, not Ellie. Only on speaking for communicating at work, workplace communication, feeling comfortable in everyday English, and the IELTS speaking test. So, guys, welcome again. We are practicing these questions for the IELTS speaking test. Uh, do you like working alone or as a team? And create reading multiple choice enhanced video. Yes, okay, I will definitely consider that. Thank you for your feedback. I do have some IELTS reading um, videos on my YouTube channel. Take a look. You could search by video. If you type in IELTS reading, you will see it. So today we are practicing learning how to go from a band 6 to a band 7 plus on your IELTS speaking test using a method. So most before I teach the method, I want to remind you that if you are stuck at a band 6 level on your IELTS speaking test, it's not your English. It's about how you are positioning or formatting your answer. So in today's live, we are learning how to format your answer to score a band 7 plus using the ARE method, answer, reason, example. And this method is not only for IELTS speaking, it will also help you speak confidently on job interviews, speak clearly at work, and also stop hesitating when you speak English. So if you feel nervous when you speak English, I want you to comment yes in the chat. Do you feel nervous when you speak English? Whoever is joining you. Ella, I know most people find part 2 and part 3 most difficult, but of course that's everyone is different, right? So if you feel nervous speaking English, the main reason why is because it's not because you don't know enough grammar or enough vocabulary. It's mainly because you need a structure like the ARE method when you are responding to the examiner or when you are talking at work. So let's say you have a job interview and you are asked a question like this: do you like working alone or as a team? The best way to answer this question again is to use the ARE method. A is answer the question directly, R is give a reason why and an example. So I'm going to show you a band 7. Let me just bring this up a little. Hold on. So we could see band 7 answer. Oh yes, sorry. This was another question we practiced. So I'm going to fix it for you guys. I enjoy working as a team because it gives me the opportunity to because it gives me the opportunity to collaborate with other colleagues during challenging projects. So here, using the ARE method, we are answering the question directly. Do you enjoy working alone or as a team? I enjoy working as a team. I answered the question directly. I gave a reason because it gives me the opportunity to collaborate during challenging projects. And then I'm going to give an example. Oh, my YouTubers cannot see my worksheet. Thank you for pointing that out. So here is the ARE method. Thanks for your patience, guys, over on YouTube. ARE method is give the answer directly. I enjoy working as a team. Give a reason because it gives me the opportunity to collaborate with other colleagues during challenging projects. And then you give an example. For example, I was on a project with 10 other coworkers, and I learned so much new information about AI. Ooh, I don't know why my screen keeps disappearing on YouTube. So I hope you guys could see this. So the point of today's live was to show this ARE method and tell you over and over again that the reason why you are stuck at a band 6 is not because you don't know enough English. It's mainly because you don't have a good structure like the ARE method to format your answer in the way that the examiner will understand you. So the question once again was, do you like working alone or as a team? Let me try to bring this up. So you want to give a really good response by answering the question directly. I like working alone. I like working as a team. Which one? Why? And then the next sentence should be why. Give a reason. Because I like to collaborate with other colleagues, and then give an example. For example, I was on a project with 10 other coworkers. So if you are able to answer your response like this would help you. Whereas if you just say, I like working as a team because it's good, this is a band 6 answer. So don't answer like this. You want to make sure you a way that gives a lot of detail to the examiner or the interviewer to be able to grade you accordingly. So how would you answer this question? I see one. I'm really into a team because you have to learn and interact with them. For example, I was on a project with 5 team members on web programming. Well, I like that code with Iram. Am I saying it correctly? So I am really into, so I really enjoy collaborating with my coworkers because I am able to learn new skills and interact with them. For example, I was on a project with other team members, and I was able about web programming. So maybe you could say we were able to show each other different codes, or I'm not too familiar with coding, but you could talk about something like that. So great answer, Iram. I like that answer, code with Iram. Great work. So this is what I am teaching today is the ARE method, answer, reason, example. So I want to see how you would answer this question if you were to answer it on your IELTS test. So welcome to everyone who is joining. Once again, we are talking about if you are stuck at a band 6 level, how you could go from a band 6 in IELTS speaking and what you are doing wrong. So today I'm here once again to tell you that it's not your English that's holding you to get from a band 6 to a band 7 plus. I'm here to say that you need to make sure you structure your answers correctly. You don't need to learn new vocabulary words, more grammar rules. You need to be able to have a structure like the ARE method that's going to help you sound a lot more fluent. So, for example, if the examiner were to ask you a question like, do you like working alone or as a team? A band 6 answer would be, I like working alone. I like working as a team because it's good. Yes, you answered the question, but you didn't give enough detail. So if you want a band 7 plus, once again, use the ARE method. I keep reiterating in today's live. Answer the question directly, give a reason, and then give a solid example. So you would say something like, I enjoy working as a team because it gives me the opportunity to collaborate with other colleagues during challenging projects. For example, I was on a project with 10 other coworkers and I learned so much about AI. So, guys, if you like this live and it's helping you, please share it with your family and friends. I'd really appreciate your support. Please share this live with other people who may find it helpful. So, let's move on to talk about a challenging question. What can I say? What is one thing you no? What is one? I'm trying to think. Just give me a sec. What is one? This I'm trying to position this question in a way because then I want to show you how you could answer this question using the ARE method. So, how would you answer this question? What is one weakness you have at work? So Sarab says, well, I prefer working alone because it gives me more opportunities and also confidence during my work. For example, I've worked on my school project alone and I did it better than anyone else. I like that, Sarab. Great response. You gave an answer. You gave a reason because it gives me more opportunities, and then you gave an example. I like that. That would definitely score you a band 7. Very clear and concise. So great work, Surab. V says, let's see, it depends on the tasks. Sometimes I like working alone to save time. Last week, I did my homework quickly. So you could say, for example, last week I had a lot of homework and I was able to complete it quickly because nobody interrupted me, or I wasn't depending on any group work. So this is a challenging question, guys. What is one weakness you have at work? And this is related to work because you might get this type of question during job interviews. It depends on tasks. Sometimes I work alone, or sometimes oopsie. There's the new one. What is one weakness you have at work? Or what is one thing you are not good at? What is one challenge? What is one weakness? What's one challenge? What is one challenge or weakness? Right, guys, I'm gonna have to go in literally 5 minutes. So let's see if we get more people. It was quite a long live today, so I'm happy about that. It went really successful. And let's see if more people will be able to. What is one challenge you have at work? How would you answer this given question? So let's see. I'll wait one more minute and I will head out. It was such a pleasure having so many people on the live today, um, learning, collaborating, learning the ARE method. Once again, before I go, I just wanted to tell you that if you are serious about learning English and you're not improving, you've taken so many different courses, you've watched so many YouTube videos, and if you're watching and thinking this is exactly my problem, then I want you to know that you don't improve by watching YouTube videos all day. You improve by practicing speaking, getting corrected, and practicing just like we have been doing today. And my program is not just IELTS related. I help you with pass IELTS. I help you speak confidently, communicate at work, and feel comfortable speaking English. If you want that, please comment IELTS below and I will send you a message after this live. I wanted to thank everyone for their time. I really hope you enjoyed today's session. Please make sure you follow my page so you know when I am live next. Thank you again to everyone and have a great day. Bye, everyone. So, Surab, Code, I see your response. Before I go, I will give you some feedback on that. Well, one weakness is laziness to complete the task because I am not punctual and take things easygoing. For example, last month I submitted my project late because I thought I had a lot of time or I wasted a lot of time. So one way you could restructure this answer is what so we could say something like, well, one weakness I have is on a recent project, I was not punctual because I thought I had a lot of time. Um, or you could say, for example, I started the project 2 days before the due date and realized that I wasn't going to have enough time to finish. So next time I know to start the project 1 week beforehand. So I hope that helped you code with Iram. Thank you so much to everyone who's joining me. And I will get going now as I've been on here for quite a while. Thank you guys and have a good day. Bye, everyone.